Welcome back, everybody. Better Call Saul again. We are here for season 1, episode 6. Introductions. Me, Kevin, Tom, Blue, and Katie. Tom, what happened? Episode 5.
Last episode was Alpine Shepherd Boy. Chuck's neighbor reports him for taking the newspaper. Chuck's living conditions cause police to believe he is producing meth, so they kick in his door and tase him. Chuck is hospitalized, and the doctor, believing that his disease is psychosomatic, wants to have him committed, but Jimmy declines. Jimmy's newfound fame attracts less than promising clients, including one who wants to secede from the United States. He meets an elderly woman who wants him to prepare a will. Her bequests consist almost entirely of leaving her Hummel figurines to various friends and family members, but she pays cash. Jimmy's rapport with her leads his colleague Kim Wexler to suggest that he specializes in elder law. Jimmy begins promoting himself at a nursing home, including clothing patterned after the titular character of the TV series Matlock. Mike is visited at home by several Philadelphia police officers, and that's the last scene. So
That's right.
Mikey Mike.
Just to be clear, I am so loving that we get more Mike. Okay?
We're going to get a lot of Mike.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of Mike, I think. Then we're going to find out, and this episode is entitled 5-0, so
5-0.
We already know that Mike was a former police officer because we watched Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
And now,
Ooh, okay. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like a
Is this the half measure?
Mike-centered episode?
Do we have
maybe?
a prediction?
Ooh.
A
You
prediction?
guys want to make quick predictions about 5-0?
Well,
Mike
was it
doesn't
last
play.
episode that they showed him? Yeah, it was a lot about Mike, where his daughter, like he drove past his daughter.
Yes.
I think we're gonna get a Mike origin story.
A baby Mike?
Not well.
We drove
I
past
don't
his-
think
it was
that
it was-
far.
Oh,
Was
I
that-
wanted to see baby Mike. Don't you want to see baby Mike?
No.
I don't know. I don't know if this
Team.
is a spoiler or not, but was that his daughter or his daughter-in-law?
Oh, I
We've
don't
had
know.
this
I
discussion
assumed it
clear
was his
back in
daughter.
Breaking Bad, but it's his daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
Daughter-in-law.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they
'Cause
said it in the comments. So anybody about to say spoiler guy, stop spoiling it in the comments.
Yeah, because they said his he had a son.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Spoiler.
Well,
So
Okay.
It is the
we-
mother
well,
of
if it
his
is,
grandchild.
then that explains why you're jazzed for it, Tom. And then,
All I said is it's my favorite episode of the
right,
season.
but
That's
now
all.
I'm putting it together, and I'm
Spoiler
thinking
again.
because we all, and then Blue says, "I really love Mike," and then
I really have no
now-
idea what we're about
And
to
then
see.
I'm just like putting it together, like maybe because there was a lot of Mike in the last episode, almost like
Well-
they were like setting it up. So
The what like what?
well, no, you
Yeah,
just said my like I have it in my head that Tom was excited for this episode, and then you were like, I
Mhm.
really love having a lot of Mike, and then I don't know, it
Mhm.
just made me.
Oh, okay, that's why you think that's why Tom is excited about this episode because there's
It's
a lot
because of
Mike.
Mike. Yes.
Okay.
Who doesn't love Mike? Everybody
And
loves Mike.
I also remember, I just remembered because for the viewers, we every week they see the one episode, but we haven't seen the last episode. We've seen it 2 weeks ago, yeah. Like last week we haven't reacted.
Almost 2 weeks ago, yeah.
So I remember saying that maybe this is how Saul and Mike connect for like actual lawyer because he's doing elder things. I think
Yes,
I said
that's
that
right. You
in the
did say
last
that, yeah, because he was over there with the old lady with her will.
So maybe that's what we see. Maybe I just hope that would be
But
awesome
why would Mike need an elder attorney?
because he's an
I
elder.
thought he was being facetious.
He's not that elderly.
He's
I know.
not.
I think he was.
And
just,
all his faculties are there.
Mike
okay.
and Saul haven't had the best relationship leading up to this point. I think Saul was being snarky.
Very snarky.
Okay.
But Mike
I
is
guess-
also being a little bit dickish. I mean, he's like, oh, we'll just follow all the rules exactly
He's
to the
being
T.
Mike. Mike is being Mike, and Saul is being Saul, and that's
Yeah,
why
but we know Mike doesn't follow all the rules to a T. We saw
That's so
Breaking
true.
Bad.
That's
He
so
didn't
true.
like Saul for whatever reason, or want it, or just maybe he enjoys giving him a hard time specifically for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know.
I guess we have to see.
Yeah. I'm
Good.
excited.
We ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Here we go. Better Call Saul. Episode Mike. Hello, Mike.
Okay, here we go.
Episode Mike. Is that the daughter-in-law?
I'm just parked across the street. So.
Okay, I was just gonna hit the.
Shit.
Sure.
Wait,
Let me chat front.
can't curse.
Okay.
Porcelain throne.
You put coins
He
and then you
needs-
get what?
Tampons.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He's got an injury. He used it to soak up blood.
Am I forgetting something? Do we know what this is?
Is that a flashback?
No, I don't think we
No,
know
okay.
why he got shot.
Oh, I was thinking it's a flashback.
Kitty, you missed it. You don't remember Saul shooting Mike at the parking
Yeah, I'm
garage
just
over the
like,
parking fine?
Making sure because it's been a minute since we've seen the last episode. I'm like, wait a second, I think I would remember.
Saul's like, you want a sticker? Here's a sticker, and shoots it.
How long are you in town for, Mike?
I'm here for the duration indefinitely.
It is.
I'm better, and I'm sorry it took me so long. But I'm not like I was. I'm back. I'm solid. I want to be here for you, for Kaylee, for my family.
How before Maddie died, like, for a few weeks there, he was different. This wasn't the normal tough guys don't cry crap. This was more. I mean, did you notice? I mean, did you feel anything like that from him?
As far as I remember, he seemed okay. He seemed okay to me.
2:30 in the morning, I wake up and Maddie's not in bed. And I hear him. He's talking downstairs. So I go to listen on the stairs where he couldn't see. He gets intense. Like, he'd be screaming if he wasn't whispering, you know? Maddie didn't get worked up. He let things go. But this, I mean, he was angry. He was really angry. I think he was talking to you.
Me.
I mean, who else?
Stace, I don't think it was. I can't recall any late night heart-to-hearts with him, not around then.
Not bad. But there's a
You
story
sure
there.
you shot
Not
yourself? Is that what he said?
You said you sew
stay
this
here.
up yourself.
Oh.
You're relocating to the land of enchantment. I know
Is that
people.
New Mexico?
I can get you some work.
I am not looking for that kind of work.
It's just a couple of questions. Ain't nothing but a thing.
Lawyer.
You're not under arrest. Okay, did anybody here say arrest? No. You want to walk, walk. But I gotta say, I expected more cooperation from you on this, cop to cop.
Lawyer.
Need a will? Call McGill.
What?
You look like Matt.
No, I look like a young Paul Newman dressed as Matt. Where's my guy?
He's so quick with the clapbacks.
The young one who's been writing in his little notebook. He's gonna take it and put it in his jacket. And when he does that, I want you to take that coffee and spill it on him. Little accident, that's all.
And why, pray tell, would I do that?
Because I'm asking you to. It's the only reason you're here.
So I'm here because you want me to assault a police
No,
officer.
because
I'm
want
asking
something
you
erased
to
in the
take a few
notebook.
ounces of lukewarm coffee and spill it on him.
But this little Juan Valdez bump and dump? No. Not gonna happen. Don't let Mr. Ehrmantraut's dancing eyes and bubbly
bon vivant personality fool you. He's actually, believe it or not, somewhat taciturn. Shall I fan you gently so you don't go into shock?
Matt went in with his partner, Officer Troy Hoffman.
That's Maddie?
They had
That's
Sergeant Jack Fensky backing them up. Unfortunately, things got out of hand. The three of them were ambushed, and Matt didn't make it out. Hoffman and Fensky returned fire, but the shooter got away. We chased a few leads, shook up the usual suspects, came up short.
I saw him in a bar the night they died. It was McClure's, maybe the Red Dog, probably McClure's.
Were they drinking with anyone?
It's a cop bar. They were drinking with everyone.
Yeah, but did you see him with anyone in particular?
I couldn't tell you. I was... You know how it was.
We're done here, yeah.
Robbie?
Hey, that wasn't so hard, huh? Thanks, Mike. Listen, we were probably going to kick around for another couple of days in case you think of something, man. And I've never been out west before.
Oh, hey. Oh, shit. Jeez, sorry.
I can get most. You know what? Hey, I got it.
Maybe he took it?
Oh, maybe he took it.
You think he took it? But they would notice that.
Well, he'll notice it afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, for the love of... You got to do that right here, right in front of me?
I'm your lawyer. Come on.
What's so important in there that we had to pull that third-rate Marx Brothers routine? What the hell's that? What's supposed to mean, huh? Your friends from Philly back there, they think you killed 2 cops.
I did.
Yep.
Because they're the ones who sold Maddie out. Or
Oh,
somehow
you
got
think
Maddie
so?
Killed. Yeah.
The piece of shit who got Maddie got them too.
And what exactly did you tell him?
I told
You
him.
tell him Matt was dirty? Is that what you told him? How could you possibly think that? That's your husband, the father of your child.
I didn't say that. I told him I found money. After Kaylee and I moved here when I was unpacking, it was in the lining of an old suitcase.
Oh, that's
Matt
Mike.
must have tucked it away in there because this was cash. 5,000-6,000 from God knows where.
It's not a
I mean,
lot
we
of
were
money.
basically paycheck to paycheck. Where the hell did he get it?
Why didn't you ask me? Why didn't you come to me?
I couldn't. I knew what it would do to you. First he's murdered, and then for you to think it'd burn you to the ground. There'd be nothing left. And you wouldn't talk to me. Every night you were drinking yourself unconscious like you were the only one who lost him. What difference would it make if he was anything? I'd still love him. I'd still miss him. He'd still be gone.
Matt wasn't dirty.
Well, so be straight with me. Right now, this is it, Mike. What was that phone call? Before he died, don't bullshit me.
That was between me and my son.
So you're admitting it was you?
He wasn't dirty. God damn you. You get that through your head. My son wasn't dirty.
He was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to probably go confront. Like,
Oh. This is flashback?
that my son wasn't dirty is just, I feel like the implied like ... but I was. I think it was his fault.
Break into the car? Who needs a
Love how-
Slim Jim?
I love how there wasn't any music when the door was closed, and then when he opened the door.
There's the two of them.
I know it was you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he wasn't there.
Wait, did he like?
They're the dirty
something-
cops. They got Maddie killed.
Did he like do something to their car?
Closing time, Mikey.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. That's where I'm headed.
Tarantulas they got.
Oh my
Big
god.
latest in my book.
Oh, that's a tarantula.
I will be on the lookout.
That's
Take
a
care,
nod
my
for
friend.
sure to
Take care.
that
For
infamous
Drew
scene.
Sharp?
Yeah.
He
That
did.
infamous scene.
He did.
Well,
He was still
Todd.
alive here.
Yeah. And you're right, he
Yeah,
did
this
something to
isn't
the
it.
car.
Yeah, this
And he
isn't
knew
it.
it. Uh-huh.
Unlocking.
Look, come on, Mike.
He knew they would put him in the back seat, so he put something in the back seat.
No,
Oh,
he
you
made
think
it so
the
he could
gun?
take the
A
grates
gun?
down.
We're
He
gonna
put a
have
gun?
home in no time.
I don't know.
You killed him. You killed Maddie. And you killed him for nothing. You killed him because you were scared of what you thought he might do. You got him in that crack house. And you staged it. Made it look like a junkie with a gun.
Yeah, he's right, clearly, by their faces.
But it was you. And I know it was you. And I'm gonna prove it.
And I'm not that drunk.
Maybe he is.
Maybe. This is where he gets shot.
Yeah. So he.
Because they try to kill him, and he kills them, and that's what the investigation is about.
So they
The
tried
two
to-
dead officers.
I was thinking maybe he did something to the brakes, but clearly not. So I want to know.
What do we do now? Hey, grief.
Why wouldn't you talk about the plan with him in the back of the car?
He couldn't live with it.
Why would you bring him outside?
Dying the way he did. It's too much for the old man. So Mike here decided to eat his gun.
Smart. That's what I would have done if I were you.
Uh-oh, there's no bullets in that one. Oh, he doesn't get shot here. Oh, yes, it does. You have to get close to finish him off. Bam.
Matt wasn't dirty. I was. Everyone was in that precinct.
Called it.
That's how it worked. You turn in your buddy, you're screwing yourself. Fensky got to Hoffman early. Kickbacks from some gang or another. Protection, basically. And Hoffman went to Matty and offered to cut him in. Only fair, right? They were partners. And Matt did what you would think. He agonized. And then he came to me. Wanted to go to the IA, do the right thing, shut him down.
Oh my God, you let him? That's why he got killed, because he was going to turn on those guys.
No. You know what a cop fears most? Prison.
Yeah.
Getting locked up with everybody you put away. You threaten a cop with that, you make him dangerous. And that's what I told him. I talked sense. Take the money, do something good with it. I tried.
They didn't.
I tried. But he wouldn't listen. My boy was stubborn.
Still wanted to do the right thing.
My boy was strong. And he was gonna get himself killed. So I told him. I did it too. That I was like Hoffman, getting by. And that's what you heard that night. Me talking him down, him kicking and screaming until the fight went out of him. He put me up on a pedestal. And I had to show him that I was down in the gutter with the rest of them. Broke my boy. I broke my boy. He went to Hoffman, he took the money, but he hesitated. Even looking like you're doing the right thing to those two meant that he wasn't solid, that he couldn't be trusted. I got Maddie to take the money. And they killed him 2 days later.
Now you feel like you're the reason that he's dead.
He was the strongest person that I ever knew. He would never done it, not even to save himself. I was the only one. I was the only one that could get him to debase himself like that. And it was for nothing. I made him lesser. I made him like me. And the bastards killed him anyway.
Hoffman and Fensky. If they killed Maddie,
You killed them?
who killed them? What happened?
You know what happened. The question is, can you live with it?
I mean, she said before she doesn't care.
Wow.
She wants him to pay.
Wow.
Now the deed is done, and that's how he gets back into the life of his granddaughter.
I can see why you like this episode a lot, Tom.
Yeah, it's
We called it episode Mike.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's tough.
We
Yeah.
have never seen.
Mike's so vulnerable.
I mean, I was gonna say, have we seen him cry ever?
He was pretty shook up when Gus died.
Yeah, but not emotionally.
But no, not like that.
Not crying.
No. I mean, it's his son. It's his
Yeah.
son, and his son was like a really, really good person. And his son was trying to do the right thing, and Mike was like, "You're gonna get yourself killed,
Mm-hmm.
and go do this," and still ended up dying. And he feels like he failed him.
But how does he get involved
That
with
was
Gus?
tough.
That's the question.
Just gotta be some
Like
Gus.
the big difference. I mean, like he killed two people, sure, but I think like given the circumstances, like understandable. It's not like he was, you know. I mean, he was taking money from like drug dealers and stuff like that, but he wasn't like, you know. So what made him like? Is it Saul? Does Saul get him into
Gus. Gus is.
in with Gus, and how? But I both liked and hated this episode because it was really tough to learn that story about Mike and how, you know, it was almost like, I don't know, like almost like a, not to bring Walter into all of this all the time. He's like lives rent free in my head now because like
Yeah, fuck
I
you,
bring
Walter.
everything to Walt, but like it's kind of like Mike in a way became that, but he was honest about it and with his, so maybe that ends up working out a little bit better. Like it's just maybe that would impact the way that Mike would interact with Walt and the things that Mike would get angry at Walt for, just, you know, like he was kind of there, like he lost the trust of his son. Like he's like, I broke my boy. God, that was a devastating line.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's always like, what's the most devastating scene? And this is on Facebook. I'm part of a bunch of groups, and it's like, what's the most devastating scene? And it's got Andrea, and it's got all this stuff, and I always post that I broke my boy
I broke my boy.
because it's like he's Mike, man. He's hardened. He's calculated. And for him to have that moment, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
My
And his son
my
thought he
heart.
was like, His son thought he was like, they had him at a pedestal. He was the greatest thing, and he had to go ahead and tell his son that he was not.
Yeah, he's like
And-
calling his dad, assuming we're the only two. Like we've got each other, and then
No,
Mike
you're the
has
only
to-
one.
Yeah.
And then he has to convince him to do something that nobody else in the world could convince him to do.
Yeah.
He was the only person that could do it, and it ended up in him not only sacrificing his values, but then ultimately in his death. And should he have just not, if you were worried about him dying anyways, he didn't have to sacrifice his values.
Yeah, it's a good backstory.
I love to learn more about him, but this was a tough episode to get through, given how much I like Mike.
This is a fantastic episode.
But another good Saul episode, though. I agree with Kevin with like the one-liners. I can't get it. I can't get can't get enough of it.
He's so good. He's such good comebacks.
I was partially right about Saul and Mike lawyering up, but like it was it was because he wanted Saul to just throw the coffee.
And
Mike's so calculated.
The question when Saul asked him, "How did you know I would do that?" And I'm asking myself that question, and I'm wondering, I know Mike obviously has a decently good read on people, and I guess maybe, I don't know, just like what that look he gave him. I wonder what specifically, I would love to know what his thought in that moment was, what just the look he gave him after that. Obviously I could say oh, he ran his car through the gate of the parking garage. Obviously he doesn't really he's not by the book all the time about things. He always forgot his sticker. Maybe he heard about some of the cases that he was fighting and assumed he would. But I feel like there was more to that look, and I would love to know what went through Mike's head in that moment when Saul posed that question.
And are they gonna go back for the notebook? because
the cops gotta notice that it's missing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Didn't even see him do it.
But is it like
but there's cameras in that room.
Is it to just move the plot? I don't know. But I feel like there's no way that they don't
I think the notepad's got to play some sort of significance. He wanted that notepad, or he wanted the things that were in it destroyed, or he calculated so far forward that he knew that Saul wouldn't do it, and that was his way to go ahead and get his hands on the notebook or the notepad.
I think he was trying to see who called the cops from Philadelphia here.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, he's trying to track down. He's trying to go up the ladder.
Yeah, that's why. No, that's why he went to his daughter-in-law's place. He's like, you called the cops because he saw in the notebook that
he just took the notebook because
Yeah.
they're investigating, and he wants
Yes.
to
know.
have
See
more
what
knowledge,
they're-
so that he's got to do something. And then when he was reading through the notebook, he saw that they had talked to his daughter-in-law, and that's when he went over to her house.
Yes.
But was his primary goal to destroy that officer's notes, or was it to get the notepad himself?
No, I think it was to get, because he immediately went to clean it up, and then he took it at the same time. So I think it was to get.
He asked Saul to
throw coffee at
dump his coffee on it, and then he somehow knew that Saul wouldn't do it, and that he would dump his coffee on the other side, and then Mike would be able to lift the notepad.
I think he knew that he was gonna dump the coffee, but not on the other side. I don't think that. Did I miss anything? I don't know.
Well, he
Yeah,
said he
I'm
put it in one side pocket. Did he put it in the other side pocket? And then Saul went and he didn't see that. I mean, we saw it. Like, as soon as he dumped it, I think both me and Blue were like, I thought it was on the other side. I don't know. Maybe it's probably like minuscule details we're picking up on, but
Yeah. But now we know why, like now we know a lot. Not a lot, but like this was a satisfying episode because we love us some Mike, you know. But
and it
like,
just made you love Mike more, right?
and yeah,
Because I love Mike
exactly.
more
Exactly.
now. I loved him before, but now I love him more.
I don't know
Exactly.
if I love him more. I think I have more of like, obviously, like a better understanding of him, and actually a more of like an appreciation, because he really was like, he's like a golem, like just made of stone, just like, and to see him cry like that, like, now it makes more sense how stony and emotionless like he kind of was, unless it was anger directed at Walt or whatever. But he was pretty even keeled throughout everything, and it just like maybe like a just a disassociative kind of like, I can't feel it because it hurts too much, and then it just makes you very, I don't know, but it makes Mike make more sense.
And
Better idea.
and it's also crazy to think that this is Mike pre Walter White. Like this Mike doesn't know Walter White. I don't know if he knows Gus by now, but like, like it's in his early stages and he's so awesome. Like he was awesome from the beginning,
Yeah, where it is, there's got to be that. When does the Gus thing happen?
We want the Gus thing to happen.
Like, because I know this took place, what, was it 6 or 8 years
The
before
Better
Breaking
Call
Bad
Saul
started?
event.
Well, I'm not
And
sure.
it was years before,
I think
but Gus was clearly in the business for a very long time.
the first episode,
They said, yeah.
there was
Right,
something in the
can't remember.
comments where they said that it was approximately 2002. And then I did the math. I don't remember. Like, I crunched the numbers, and I
For
was
like
like,
6 years,
oh, yeah, he would have been like it just out of high school.
Ending for
So
Jesse?
for
It says,
Jesse,
it says several years before the events of Breaking Bad.
several years.
I-
Well, I
I-
mean, we're bouncing all over the place.
I recall 2002 and 2008,
There you go.
2002,
A young
2008.
Jesse Pinkman. and
but I
Better
could
Call
be
Saul.
wrong. That's just what I remember.
Do you
Is that
think
2008 was Breaking Bad start, and 2002 is Better Call Saul, because we get to see the date on
Yes.
what's his brother's name on that check.
Yep. Chuck's check.
On Chuck's check.
Chuck.
On Chuck's check.
Chuck. So wait. Now I just had the realization that we might, I don't know, but we might see high school Jesse.
No,
No,
probably not.
You don't think so?
Maybe.
I don't think Jesse's in
That would
this,
be
except
hilarious.
maybe
That would be hilarious,
maybe
bro. Like just
maybe
a
when the
cameo
thing-
in like 2 seconds. A 2-second cameo.
when Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul starts to cross paths in like the later seasons,
He's like,
maybe there'll be a Jesse, or at least a mention of him.
that's great shit, yo.
Right? Like, he's skipping Walt's class right now during this episode. Like, he skipped.
I really can't
But, like,
wait
we
for
know-
the game.
We know Tuco's a Salamanca, and we know Gus
Yes.
later, in Breaking Bad, goes and kills the cartel.
No, I think that was
Like at
after.
some point, well, that was way after, but like
Yeah.
they killed his friend or lover, whoever it was, and then he gets into the meth business and deals with the cartel. That there's got to be some overlap there. And so Gus probably appears well before Walter White appears. So
Well-
maybe we see Gus like season. How many seasons is Better Call Saul? 5? 6. Maybe we see Gus 2 or 3.
Maybe.
And then Walter White pops in 5 or 6.
Innocent Walter White, you mean?
I don't know if we'll see Anderson Walter White.
Well, I mean, at this
One
point,
could argue that there was no such thing as innocent Walter White.
Saul is working for the Salamancas, which are the cartel. So at any point, and Gus like had his run-in with the cartel way before this, and Saul is working with the cartel, well, representing one or two of them at the moment. So
Nacho.
I think wherever Gus comes in, it's interesting that Saul. So there's got to be a falling out with Saul and the Salamancas, and then Gus that's got to be where he comes in, because Saul and Gus had. What kind of did they even have that?
I don't think Gus is working for the cartel. I think
No,
he's
no,
working
no, no, no,
like
no.
alongside.
No,
Okay,
but I'm saying like Saul would be viewed as
I got you.
as like a
Intermediary.
no, like as a adversary to him at this point. Like if Gus were to come in and Saul is representing the cartel, Gus wouldn't like Saul. But I think they had a pretty did they have a relationship? Like what kind
No,
of
it was
No,
Mike.
because
It was
It was
Mike.
just Mike, so-
It was
oh.
Mike that was
yeah.
involved with Gus.
Yes, because
So
Saul
then
said
Mike
to
involved
Walt,
with
I know a guy
Gus.
that knows a guy.
Mike was kind
Yeah.
of the middleman between Gus and
right, they
Saul.
never really interact.
Saul
Okay,
and
so
Gus, I don't even.
Yeah, I don't think
even
they ever had any.
ever even had a face to face.
yeah.
Spoilers.
But it's Mike who's the one who's in the middle of that.
Right, so then Mike would have probably
Somehow,
not been friends with Saul, but Saul and Mike have a good relationship, definitely.
And I think Mike
So, I don't
fools
know.
Saul,
I guess
right?
we'll find out.
Like Mike, like Saul has no idea that Mike is no. Well, maybe not the
Well, Saul knows now.
the veracity that Mike's involvement with Gus.
Oh yeah. Oh maybe. Yeah.
But
Like
wait,
Gus seems to, or, I'm sorry, like Mike seems to be in Breaking Bad, like Gus's right hand man, and they're like really good friends. And I don't think Saul knows that.
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
also think that Saul sees Mike as like his right hand man. And so Mike is kind of playing both sides. But it seemed like his loyalty in Breaking Bad was really towards Gus, not Saul.
But what I'm saying is there was like very little that Gus didn't know. So like obviously like Mike wouldn't be able to be friendly with Saul like that, I think, if he thought that. Well, I guess they're not. I don't know.
Well, if Gus is using Mike to leverage.
Right.
I guess.
Guess we'll find out. It's a lot of
Yes,
I think that's
exactly.
looking way into the future. I don't think that happens
Yeah.
anytime soon.
After this episode, it probably goes back to
Yeah.
goes back to Nacho
Saul.
And Saul.
And the McGill drama
and the McGill drama.
Cool.
with
Yeah. So
what's his name?
Well, that was a great episode,
that
Tom.
was.
You were correct.
it's a doozy.
It was a
Hold
doozy.
on to your seats.
Right.
All right.
All
Cool.
right.
Well, see you next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Good night.